In this lesson, we're going to look at how we can fill in a couple of gaps of the minor pentatonic position 1 box shape to give us a different scale, 3 notes per string, but quite a simple idea that can just help spice up your playing. Okay, so this is using the scale that's known as the Dorian Blues scale. We don't have to worry about that too much to be able to use this lick. Dorian is a mode of the major scale. It's a pretty vast topic. We don't need to get into it too much. Just know that we're in the key of E minor. If there's an E minor riff, or an E minor 7 chord that you're playing over, you'll be able to use this. If there's kind of like a bluesy thing, you'll be able to use it. You know, when you get like the Hendrix chord type stuff, it'll work great over that kind of thing. And it's a nice shape because it's using the same 3 notes, the same actual physical pattern on each string. So it's quite easy to get your fingers around. The blues part of it is where it's adding in the flat 5 note, which you may know anyway from adding into the minor pentatonic scale to make the minor blues scale. But it's just quite an easy way just to spice up your licks a little bit. Maybe add in a little bit more speed. It hasn't necessarily got to be played that fast, but because you're adding an extra note each string, it's a little bit easier to get a bit more speed up. Yeah, I'll take you through slowly, and then we can look at some different ways that you can explore it on your own. So we're going to start off, like I said, we're in the position 1 of E minor pentatonic, like the typical box shape that everyone knows and loves up here. And what we're doing is we're adding in the 14th fret on the E, the B, and the G strings. Okay, so we get this pattern of 15, 14, 12 on each of these strings. So we start off on the 15th fret, and we're going to play 15, 14, 12 on the E string. We then play 15 on the B. That's our first group of 4. From there, we go back on ourselves to the 12th fret on the E string, and then we come down 15, 14, 12 on the B. We then go back to 15 on the B, and we play 15, 14, 12. We then go to 15 on the G. Now, on its own, this will sound a little bit, it might sound a little bit odd, a little bit weird. That note is the flat 5 note. That's the one that will make it sound bluesy. On its own, out of context, it can sound a little bit harsh, a little bit out of tune. But when it gets resolved, it sounds nice and bluesy. So we then go back on ourselves to 12 on the B, and then we come down 15, 14, 12 on the G. All the way through. From there we play 14 to 15 on the G. Then we're gonna skip up to the 12th fret on the E string, and for this I use hybrid picking, so I'm just going to use my middle finger to pluck that one. So we're skipping over the B string to the 12th fret on the E. We're then going to go back to the G string and play 15, 14, 12. We then come to the D, and we play 14, 12, 14, just to round off the lick. Finish on the root note of E. I'll play the whole thing through slowly. That's just one example of a lick that you can do, but have a play around with this 3-string pattern and see what kind of stuff you can come up with. It's pretty easy, even if you just want to do something a bit more basic. There's lots of different options you can do. You can start lower, go up high, and come back down. have a little play around with that, have a bit of fun, and see what kind of licks you can come up with.